Kanye West is one of the most polarizing public figures of this century. From his groundbreaking music to his high-profile marriage with Kim Kardashian to his billion-dollar clothing brand Yeezy. Having this much power and influence, Kanye's highs and lows have been a topic of conversation for years. He's been labeled egotistical, narcissistic, controversial, even bipolar, and maybe mentally unstable, just to name a few. I mean, this is the same guy who has referred to himself as God.
You know, because I'm God. And anyone who disagree, I'm the God of me.
So how in the world do you sell anything to someone who believes that he is God? Well, it is not an easy task to do, and more likely, you will never run into a person who is as dynamic of a personality as Kanye, but it can be done using the right sales techniques. I'm Steve Trang, and I help some of the best house buyers in the country close more deals and make more money. I also host one of the top real estate podcasts where I interview highly successful real estate investors and reveal their sales process, all so you can also learn and become a millionaire yourself. I'm on a mission to create 100 millionaires. If you want to be one of those millionaires, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now. Josh Alman is the realtor responsible for selling Kanye and Kim their $17.8 million house in Bel Air, which is just one of Kanye's many real estate purchases. When he first broke into the scene in 2004, he purchased a home in Hollywood Hills. Since then, he's gone on to buy houses in Miami, multiple multi-million-dollar homes with his ex-wife, a vacation home in La Quinta, a Malibu beach house, and 2 Wyoming houses with thousands of acres. As you can tell, there's no shortage of money when it comes to how much Kanye will spend on a house. So how was Alman able to convince the ever-changing personality of Kanye to settle on a $17.8 million Bel Air mansion? The truth is, I have no clue, but I have an idea. According to the DISC profile, Kanye is a high D, high I. If you're not familiar with the DISC profile, it's a personal assessment tool that helps improve teamwork, communication, and productivity in the workplace. Now, the DISC profile is not a test. There are no right or wrong answers. It's just about who they are, how they behave, and there are 4 distinct profiles when it comes to DISC. You have the dominance factor, which describes how you handle problems and challenges. The influence, which is how you handle people and influence others. The steadiness factor, which is how you handle change and pace yourself. And lastly, conscientiousness, and this is how you handle rules and procedures set by others. Now, why does this matter when it comes to sales? Well, understanding DISC gives you an unfair advantage when it comes to sales. If you can identify the person you're speaking to, you can better respond to their problems and know exactly what they're looking for. I go over how to identify which DISC type of person you're speaking to improve your sales in my sales training. If you want to hear more about that, comment DISC below. How do I know Kanye West is a high D, high I? Here's some traits we're looking for when identifying a D. They tend to have quick reactions.
May end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
A maximum effort to control.
They can't control me.
A minimal interest for caution in relationships.
Kanye. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
And they're really not concerned with how other people are gonna react.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
They operate in the current time frame, they're motivated by direct action, and they have a tendency to avoid involvement. They generally see themselves as driven, resolute, ambitious, decisive, competitive, independent, prompt, determined, time-conscious, persuasive, strong-willed, and results-oriented. Now, those things sound pretty good to most people, and based off Kanye's recent actions, well, other people don't quite feel the same way. So how do other people see D personalities that aren't D? Well, they come across as belligerent, arrogant, egotistical, unyielding, impatient, aggressive, controlling, dictatorial, and tyrannical, which sounds a lot more like how we see Kanye these days. Well, what about a high I? Well, they have rapid reactions, they move very fast, use maximum effort to involve other people, and have minimal interest in routine. They tend to often operate in a future time frame, have a tendency to reject isolation, and they take very impulsive actions. The way they would describe themselves would be enthusiastic, charming, outgoing, inspiring, optimistic, flexible, creative, and open. Great things, but then how does everyone else see a high I? Well, selfish, superficial, overly self-confident, talks too much, bad listeners, distracted, and careless. Not that pleasant to be around. And once again, that kind of sounds like Kanye. So knowing all of this, how do we utilize this profile to sell to Kanye West? Well, we're going to take all those personality traits into consideration and use them against him. First thing we want to do is sell to his ego, his D factor. You have to prop up the house in a way where it seems like this is the best house he's ever going to buy. Hey, Kanye, everyone's going to love your home. They're going to think that you have the best house in LA. Then I would tell him how much better this house will make his legacy. Hey, Kanye, personally, I think you're the best artist ever, but with this house, your legacy will be cemented forever. Artists are going to ask you if they can shoot their music videos at your house. You have to make them feel like this house is a one of one. man, there's no other house like this in the world. You'll be the only person with this style of house, a true one of one. Especially with someone as eccentric as Kanye, you have to go above and beyond when selling the house. For his I factor, you could say, Kanye, this architect is world famous from France. He has built homes for the top world leaders. He designed this specific house to be viewable from outer space. You're gonna be on top of Ascot Hills Park. You're gonna have a 360-degree view of LA, and everyone's gonna be looking up to your home. This house is gonna make Drake want to tear his own house down to build a new one. Kim is gonna apologize to you, begging you to come back. And best of all, your kids are gonna love this home. So how would I sell to Kanye? I would stroke his ego, playing into the fact that he has a world-class house. For Kanye, it's all about looks and perception, like most high I's and high D's. They tend to care less about the price or the functionality of the property. They want that wow factor when it comes to their house. They want others to think, wow, this is the best house I've ever been in. And when they get home, they're gonna feel like second-class citizens. Other people are gonna drive by your house just to stop and take pictures. This is how I sell to a high D, high I personality. If I sell to the other two personality factors, I would have a completely different approach. If you want to get better at sales and see my entire video about how I break down all the 4 different personality types, make sure to comment this below and don't forget to subscribe.